Hello, everybody. This is Sree from BizBuzz, what matters the most in your business, and sponsored by My Work Belt. My Work Belt is a service-based software for particularly catering to service-based businesses. If you have not checked it out, check it out, myworkbelt.com. And today we have guest Craig Andrews. Craig Andrews is the principal ally at alliesforme.com. They are the masters in marketing, especially if those who are on a high trust, high ticket items they are selling, they have to check them out. I would highly recommend alliesforme.com. Craig, how are you doing?
Sure, I'm doing well. It's been way too long since we've talked. It's good to get reconnected.
Yes, it's been a while. My travels prevented me from doing this, but I'm fully back into business now. And thank you very much for your inquiries and support. Great seeing you back again. Um, Craig, as we were looking at this, we were talking in the green room, right? For a business owner, some of them are asking about what is the importance of network? Why should I even do the networking, right? Now, I'm a technical background. When I'm talking about networking, I want to make sure the audience have a better clarity. We are not talking about computer networking. We are talking
Right.
about
Yeah.
we we are talking about a business networking where the people meet with each other and exchange the ideas and build relationships. Right? There are
Yeah.
so many online networking uh, uh, opportunities and in-person networking opportunities. You and I, we both know before COVID, there was no such thing as online networking opportunity, other than if you are doing a speed dating or anything like that. But that's
Yeah.
not a business networking. But post-COVID, online networking became pretty prominent, and pre-COVID, in-person networking was pretty prominent. And there are so many platforms available. One of them that I was very involved, at least until 6, 7 years ago, was BNI. And
hmm
I believe now, Craig, you started one networking platform, which is online networking platform. What is that?
Yeah. And so I didn't build it was an existing organization called Success Champions Networking. And
Right.
so I launched a chapter within that network. So I had the benefit of all the infrastructure, all the lessons learned of the network. And yeah, and there we come in two flavors. Well, I guess three flavors. We have local chapters, we have national chapters, and we have international chapters.
Correct.
And so the local chapters, they meet online as well, but they also have the benefit of they'll hold a happy hour at some bar or somewhere,
Hmm.
and everybody will go there and they'll meet in person. That's a wonderful thing.
Right.
Most of the groups that do the in-person networking, they're up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yeah.
Uh, and driving up there is just a nightmare. But they do it and they get there. But um, we actually I'm having a networking or a virtual happy hour coming up. They do in-person happy hours. We do virtual happy hours because
Right.
you know what? You want to get to know people outside of just talking about their business. And so I've set up a rule for the happy hour that you can't talk business, you can't talk networking. And so we do a different theme. We do it once a month, and every month we have a different theme. Um, February, the theme was Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And so we'll do truth from fiction quizzes where we'll tell three stories. Uh, Two are false, one is true, and your job is to figure out which one's true. And it
Oh,
was
that's interesting.
outlandish things that happened on Valentine's Day. And then for March, we did outlandish things that happened on St. Patrick's Day.
I see.
And
I see.
for April, it's outlandish tax deductions that people have taken.
No, but first of all, let me step back and ask you again. For a business owner, how important is this for being part of a networking group?
It's very important. I would say for a few reasons. Let me start with one thing. You mentioned clarity. And to
Yes.
clarify, I would say there's a benefit to clarity there. There's value in getting in front of strangers regularly
Hmm.
and telling them about what you do, and then figuring out what lands and what doesn't.
Right.
And so, if for no other reason, you should have something in your weekly schedule where at least once a week you're explaining to a stranger what you do.
If not a stranger group.
Right. And yeah, and we try and make sure we have lots of visitors in our group. So there's, if you're coming, there's usually a stranger there.
Right.
But I think, and so it's a practice you should be doing anyway.
Hmm.
And so networking is kind of a good place to do it. But the other thing is the connections that people have are just amazing,
Hmm.
absolutely amazing. And so for me, we made a strategic shift at the beginning of the year where we were going to focus strictly on wealth managers.
Yes.
We'll help other people if they're not wealth managers, if they're in our strike zone. But we decided to get very, very specific about who we serve. And so I went to my networking group, and part of that was I launched a podcast. So the new business is Fiduciary Alchemy,
Right.
and there's a podcast that goes with it called Fiduciary Alchemy as well. And so I went to my networking group and I said, I need guests. Can you help me
Hmm.
find
Hmm.
guests?
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's a narrower audience, a narrower pool of guests than I
Narrow
have
pool
with
of
my
guests. Yes.
Leaders and Legacies podcast. Well, I've been amazed. I've been amazed by the introductions that I've had. And one of the most insane introductions was I was introduced to a business development manager at Charles Schwab, whose job is to help advisors that don't want to be under the Schwab brand set up their own firm,
Firm.
but while they keep they call it custody, while they custody their funds at Schwab. And this guy
So the,
literally told me, he said, Craig, I think I could be a great lead source for you. I'm like,
that's
of
impressive.
course. But this is something I've had so many people introduce me to folks. I've been able to meet so many neat folks because I was able to not sell to them, but I was able to tap into them to connect to their network.
So the networking benefits that if I am listening to you here, you're talking about number one, it is important for a business owner to be there and explain what they do to the strangers. Thus,
Yes.
you are getting a benefit of refining your messaging to the rest
Hmm.
of the world, right? So
Yes.
networking groups become a platform for refining your message, right?
Yes.
And then it is also giving you a benefit of referrals, whether it is
Yes.
a direct customers or it is a lead source that can give you more leads for your business.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
those are the
And
two best benefits that you could think of. For just the two is great, but what other? Is there any other benefit that personally will help you for becoming a part of a networking group?
absolutely. So the one of the things that they encourage us to do, and I've done this, is inside our group, I've a few of us have kind of pulled aside
Mm-hmm.
and we meet every Monday. Right now it's three of us. There's a fourth one that we're about to invite, and we meet every Monday for an hour to
Mm.
try to figure out how to help each other grow their business.
Oh, that's even more powerful.
Yes. And the key is to make sure you're pulling the right people into that group.
Correct.
My goal is in any room, I want to be the one pulling down the average. I don't want to be hanging out in the rooms where I'm pulling up the average.
Right,
I
right.
want to be hanging in the rooms where I'm pulling down the average. And these guys have just been amazing, amazingly helpful. And we're sitting there and I sent out an email to them this morning saying, "Hey, here's what I think we should do. This is what our agenda for today should be.
Hmm.
And one is to make sure we have a repository where we know who each other's referral partners are. The second is we did something which was a 90-day game plan where we were laying out our goals and action, each of us our
Right.
goals and actions for 90 days and see how everybody's doing. So we're bringing accountability in
Ah,
on each of those things. And then the third bullet was let's brainstorm how we can, and we call it the focus five. What are the five things that you want to accomplish this quarter? And
mm,
so the third thing was okay, we're going to brainstorm on how we can help each other achieve their focus
the
five.
focus five. Yeah. So it's not
And
only the business, but it's also personally, it is helping you to become a better leader and better
yes.
thinker, right? Okay, okay. So now in these networking groups, quickly in 1 minute, can you shoot out two things? What are the do's and what are the don'ts?
Yeah. Let me start with the don'ts.
Okay.
Don't go in and cold pitch somebody. Um,
Right.
which that just happened. And we had somebody who did that who applied to join. And I just emailed the founders of the group, don't let them in, they're cold pitching. So that's the don'ts. The do's, give more value than you take. Work
Understand.
very hard to make sure you're constantly giving more value than you're taking.
Excellent. Excellent. So those who are listening today, and very, very important topic, and particularly if you are an entrepreneur, if you are starting a new business or anything, in business networking, not the technical networking, a business networking, people networking is extremely important. As Craig well put it, there's a lot of benefits to it, and we within this brief conversation we have identified three benefits. One, it will become a platform for you to refine your own messaging of what you do and what you're offering. And number two, you will have a group of people who can support your growth, and they can either become your customers or they can become your referral partners. And number three, most importantly, you can have your own personal coaching or support group that can elevate you as a person and to make you a better person, make you a better leader in your own organization, right? Now, last but not least, you are suggesting do not go into the cold pitching into a networking group. That's a great, great suggestion because many of us, many of the business owners, they go into a networking group and they just wanted to sell it. And that's actually a discouraging. In the do's is you wanted to give more value to what you are taking. What a powerful message. Craig, thank you very much for joining us today and sharing all these wonderful knowledge. And those who are listening, take the importance of doing a business networking at least once a week, meet in somewhere in some business networking group that will elevate your position in the market. And hoping that this tip is helping you. If you have not subscribed to us, please subscribe to our channel and share these videos uh, and come back to us for getting better tips in future. Until next time, thank you very much.